Welcome to That's a Wrap. I'm Phil,
I'm Jeff.
and we're here talking about Andor. Alright, so before we continue, of course, I'm going to give you a little disclaimer. The characters that we are going to discuss today are not real. They are fictitious characters. Star Wars is also not real. It's in a galaxy far, far away. But just to let you know, this is all for entertainment purposes. Just to discuss against, I'm sorry, not against, but with friends, fans, and other people who may be interested to know about the story and the lore of Star Wars or Andor, which is also the prequel to Rogue One, which was a great movie, by the way. But this one in particular, Andor, is a good show. I am going to say this. It's not directed or produced by Kevin Feige or John Filoni. I don't think they had their hand in this one too much.
I'm sure Feige does somehow, but Filoni and Favreau do not have any input in it at all.
Yeah, no input in this particular Star Wars. This is all Kathleen Kennedy. To be honest, I thought it was visually good. You know, some of the scenes that they had in there were really good. The story is good as well. It's just that to me, it's moving along kind of slow.
Yeah, it's not anything I expected. It's basically we're just being introduced to a bunch of backstory of Cassian Andor and how he got involved with the rebellion. But it's definitely slow moving. It's not a normal type of Star Wars thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, there was one episode where I guess they were trying to build trust in the group, which I was like, they could have done that different.
It moved along really slow.
Really slow, and then end up killing the guy that didn't trust him, ends up trusting him, and then ends up killing him. I was like, that was. I mean,
I guess that was like in Rogue One. He says he's done a lot of things he's not proud of for the rebellion, and it's probably just trying to show his bad side, I guess, in this.
Well, technically, I wouldn't call that his bad side for killing that guy, because the guy was gonna
the guy wanted to double cross.
Yeah, he wanted to double cross the rebellion.
I mean, if you're in a rebellion though, and you're believing that you're all good, killing someone could be, in your mind, something bad.
True. That's true. But
maybe he just thinks he could have handled it a better way than killing him. Yeah.
I mean, then they set up this and the whole thing, there was setting up a heist that took, I don't know, 3-4 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was almost like watching a Dragon Ball Z episode. Take out Goku screaming for like 5 episodes before he shoots off his fireball. That's pretty much what this was like. But visually, it was really good. Now,
I think it'll pick up a little bit more now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's not over yet.
It's probably close to the end also.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not sure how many episodes we have left, but I definitely don't think there's going to be a season 2 to this.
No, I think this is a one-off just to introduce his backstory.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm like, why? Really, I mean, why?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could have done something a little more interesting than Andor for me, but
yeah. I mean, it almost feels like it's a filler. Like, when you watch an anime of Naruto or something, you go about 10, 20 episodes, and they get to this one point. It's like, okay, now we just gotta, do his backstory when he was a child for another 10, 15 episodes. So to me, this feels like a Star Wars filler.
Yep. It's like something they wanted to do just to keep Star Wars fans happy.
Yeah.
But they could have done something better to make us happy.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, though, there was an episode where they were like people dressed up as Imperials, right? But they didn't have the right color costume. So me and Jeff was like, well, who are these people? You know, who are these people? They're not Imperial. And come to find out, they're like a subcontracted company for the for the Imperial for the Empire of security, a corporate security is what they're called.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting because I'm like, the Empire is like everywhere. Why do they need to subcontract a corporate security and then eventually come take over that place anyway?
Yeah, it was basically just the people that sympathized with the Empire that were on a planet that were security for that planet.
Yeah.
And now the Empire took them over.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we get the introduction of Mon Mothma when she's just a senator.
Yep. And she's in cohorts with she's working with what's his name?
Luthen Rael.
Luthen Rael. Yep. So I mean,
Stellan Skarsgård's character.
Yeah, yep. So I mean, it is putting some pieces together for Star Wars in a way.
Yeah, for the rebellion and the beginning of it.
Yeah. So I mean, in that sense, I mean, but still, it could have been introduced differently.
Yeah.
But I do have to say the action scenes in there, some of the visual scenes that were in there, they were really good. They were really good. You know, I actually went back and watched those scenes like over and over again because they were really good action scenes and sequences.
Yeah, when they steal the money.
Yeah, that
was pretty cool.
Yeah, that gunfight. Yeah, that was good. And then the visual effects with that I guess meteor shower you would call it.
Yeah, when they're flying through that, the TIE fighters are chasing them. That was pretty wicked.
Yeah. So I mean, to be honest, I really don't have. I'm not gonna say a love for Kathleen Kennedy because of what she did in the Star Wars movies to Luke Skywalker, and I guess once again hearing all the things that she did to Lucas, you know how she promised certain things and then went back on her word, but then when she put this Andor out, and from what I understand is future-wise she's gonna be coming out with her own sci-fi studio to be in competition, I guess, with Lucasfilms and Disney, which, I mean, that's good. I hope it works out. You know, I really do. So I'm not going to lie. I was pretty impressed with this particular show on what's to be expected if she does decide to make her own sci-fi shows with her own stories. So this is why I'm like, this Andor story is a waste of time, pretty much. To Star Wars, because it's really not. This is a story that I could have been like, okay, who cares? You know, Rogue One did its job. You know,
yep.
It did its job. Who cares about the background story of Cassian Andor? But then it's like the Battle of Andor. Do you remember that? Battle for Andor. Endor. That's some sort of Endor. The Battle for Endor is supposed to somehow coincide with this somehow. But I guess we'll see. Like I like Star Wars. I say I'm a fan. I'm not like a hardcore fan. My boy here, he knows a lot more, of course, than I do. More knowledgeable. So,
I grew up with it.
Yeah.
It was my go-to movies.
Definitely. I mean, I watched it. I mean, it came out same year I was born, but I did watch it. But I mean, I didn't read. Only book that I pretty much read was the one about Bane, and I thought that was pretty awesome. I did get introduced to some other books, but I just never read them. Because I guess I was more entranced into the whole Skywalker saga, you know, especially when he has his sons, his kids, and what they do or capable of, and we haven't seen that yet. But yet they want to introduce everybody else. And with Kathleen Kennedy killing off Luke Skywalker, that kind of ruined for that to happen. But thanks to Filoni and Favreau, they're going back to fix that. So hopefully, what everybody's looking forward to when it comes to Luke's children is gonna happen. But once again, Andor, it is a good show. Is it worth watching? I'm gonna say no. It's not worth watching. Story wise, visual wise, it's worth watching. But like I said, it's more like a why. Why even waste money, time on making this series when there's Rogue One?
I had never even realized he was that popular to make a backstory on him, but
Yeah, I didn't know
I
that
mean
either.
his story in Rogue One, like you said, that filled it. I mean, no,
That did it for me right there.
yeah,
I was like,
we didn't really need this, but I mean, it's got some good actors and actresses. It's decent plot so far. But like you said, it was unnecessary.
Yeah. Doesn't he die in Rogue One?
Yes. Yes, Cassian Andor dies in Rogue One.
Do you see? Do you see why I'm like, oh, why have a backstory for him? You know, I mean, to be honest, I'm like, not popular to me. He really wasn't.
Yeah, they all die on that planet. Yeah.
So
The Death Star kills them.
yeah, so I'm like, Rogue One, great movie. That was an amazing movie. It was good. So I was like, there was no need to do a backstory on Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor wasn't even the star of
No,
Rogue One. Why
he
would
wasn't.
you do a backstory on the star of it if you're going to do a backstory?
So I think my theory in this one was Kathleen Kennedy needed something to, I guess, to prove to us about what she's capable of after what she did with the whole Luke Skywalker thing. She did prove to us what she's capable of. And so with that being said, well, I hope everything work out with you, since you're gonna get fired from Disney anyway, and you're gonna start your own, from Lucasfilms, and you're gonna start your own company. That I know what I'm gonna be looking forward to when you put out one of your sci-fi movies. Okay, it's probably not gonna be like a why to me anymore, because it's gonna be your original story, and then I guess we'll just have to figure out if it's worth watching, you know. But other than that, hey, Andor.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. And I love Star Wars. So literally I will watch Star Wars, even if it's a Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know,
just for creatures and everything.
Yeah.
You see the different aliens.
Yep. And the fight scenes and the spaceships flying through and all that stuff, you know, that's cool to me. That's cool. But the Andor story, it was just so slow. And it was just so slow. And then how was it? Luthen Rawl finds Cassian and knows everything about him. I mean, and then the thing about it is Cassian keeps his background very, very secretive. Very secretive.
Yeah, I think we'll find out why by the end of it.
Yeah.
Why that guy knows so much about him.
I hope so. I really do. Because, to be honest, I'm getting tired of watching it, really. I'm going to be honest, because it's so slow. And that's why, I mean, the backlash that's on, I'm not even going to talk about it. Because it's like, I can't defend it.
No,
Can't.
I said they could have come up with some more interesting show.
Yeah.
But it's Star Wars to me. I'm such a big fan of Star Wars. I'll watch it just for spaceship fights, gunfights, aliens. Mm-hmm. I'll watch it for any of that.
And right now, at this very moment, to be honest, the only shows that were on Disney Plus was She-Hulk and Andor. And She-Hulk has already ended. I like She-Hulk. Okay? That was a great show. It had so many cameos. It had so many reveals of what's going to be in MCU. And then when it ended and it showed one of the biggest reveals, to me, that was one of the biggest reveals, besides the Wolverine, right? Which now we know for a fact because of the whole Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman that Wolverine's coming back. But Andor is, we already know the storyline of Cassian Andor. Already know. Okay? And doing a backstory on him was more like is a filler. It's like a waste of time. But like Jeff said, I like Star Wars. He loves Star Wars. He's more of a fan than I am. I'm a fan. Okay, I am a fan of Star Wars, but he's more knowledgeable to Star Wars than I am. I got some knowledge, but he's more in depth. And if you like this video, and if you liked Andor, please leave your comments. All right, I'd be more than happy to read your comments. If you think that we're, wrong on what the information we provided today, please let us know. But give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the video, share, and we definitely going to be looking forward to any type of comments about Andor, and
or anything you feel like commenting on.
Yeah, but like I said,
love to hear some comments.
Unfortunately, it's Andor. So.
Maybe we can comment further when we get a better Star Wars show.
Oh wait, guess what? You know what I forgot to say? He dies. Okay? He dies. There's no legacy. So watch Rogue One. Okay? He's not gonna die in this one. There's not gonna be a season 2 to this. So I don't care if I'm spoiling anything for you, because this show, we already know what's gonna happen if you watch Rogue One, which is way better. But we love Star Wars. So hey, guess what? That's a wrap.